So we're now in the theater, about to watch Halloween. I'm gonna let you guys know what I think at the end of the movie. Hopefully it's good. I hear nothing but good things. We're laid back in the recliners and all. So I'm out the movie now. It was dope. I have a few problems, like I have with every movie, but overall, really enjoyed the movie. Definitely one of my favorite Halloween movies out there. I'm gonna wait to watch it a few more times to sit with it before I actually rank it in my Halloween list. But I could tell you, definitely like top 3, 4, or 5. It's up there. So I gotta watch it a few more times first. But I'll let you guys know what I think of this. Alright, so after seeing Halloween and sitting on it for a minute, I've been thinking, and it's definitely up there. I think like number 3 for me in my top Halloween movies. I really like Jamie Lee Curtis's performance. But yeah, sorry about that. I thought like Laurie Strode's character was a very strong woman. Someone who's been traumatized, someone who has PTSD from this experience that they've had early on in their life, and it's affected them throughout their whole life. She very much looked like a person who's been through a lot of stress. I thought she did a great job. But one thing about this movie is, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I only cared about 2 characters in the movie. I cared about Michael and I cared about Laurie. A lot of the kills in the movie really didn't have no payoff or any substance to them for me, because I don't believe there's enough setup or character build for most of the people who Michael did kill in the movie. I just didn't have any connection to them. Like when you watch Halloween, you've seen those teenage girls walking down the street and talking this whole time. You have a connection to them, so you feel some type of way when they get killed. But as far as this movie goes, I really didn't have a connection with any of the people, or most of the people, that Michael did murder in the movie. So that was a small problem that I had. Now the murders, some were more brutal than others. There was some blood, but a lot of the kills, I noticed, you didn't even see Michael do the killing. You just saw the aftermath of what Michael left behind, which I thought worked for me in some cases, but also in some cases it didn't necessarily work for me. I felt like if you're gonna pay homage to the first one and, you know, not have everything about the gore and, you know, and stuff like that, then I don't know, didn't go all the way that way. This was like halfway gory, halfway not gory. But yeah, I definitely felt like they could have developed the characters better, a little more character building. I honestly did not care about Laurie Strode's daughter, or her granddaughter for that matter, in the movie. Not that saying they did a bad job, but the movie didn't make me feel for those characters. Honestly, you could take those characters out of the movie and I probably would have been just as happy. As much as, not so much as the Halloween sequels, but the first movie, like, Michael Myers was a shape. He was almost just as supernatural as he was human. Now this movie, I thought they were trying to hold on to that core factor in this movie, but they humanized Michael almost more than ever. Like, there wasn't no backstory about Michael. You didn't get any really insight as to who he is as a person, but just the fact that we saw him so much with his mask off, you saw that he was like an old man, you know what I'm saying? Like when they went to first see Michael, and there's a few scenes where he didn't have his mask yet, and he's just an old man, you know, and that at times wasn't working for me, but then it was working for me. And I just feel like it depends on the mood you're in when you go into the film. At times I can feel like it could throw you off, as like how much you see Michael looking like, you know, just this old man without the mask on and stuff. Not necessarily that you don't really see his face, but you know what I mean. So I feel like that could affect you in a negative or positive way in this film. It affected me in both ways. At first I was like, I don't really know, but then I was actually kind of digging it. The further the movie got on, I started thinking about it, and I kind of digged it a little bit. I definitely really liked the use of the Steadicam in the movie. Those were some of my favorite scenes, just the pure uncut, you know, just one take scenes with the Steadicam, because I remember that from the first Halloween, you know, when Michael Myers makes his first kills when he's a child. But one element I did like about the film was there was a certain element of what happens when the hunter becomes the hunted, or when the victimizer kind of becomes the victim. I felt like in every sense of the way that Laurie Strode had the upper hand in this film. I felt like once Michael made it to Laurie Strode's house or whatever, that he was now the victim and she was the victimizer, if that makes sense. I believe there was an element of that, and I believe the doctor even mentioned on like how will someone act, you know, how will someone react. I like that they paid homage to a lot of the old things from Halloween, like Halloween. I really like the part when Michael Myers knocks Laurie Strode off the second story building, off the balcony, and then he looks down and she's gone. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. I knew it was coming once I saw her fly off the side, but I mean, I really, really enjoyed that moment. There's a lot of enjoyable moments in this film, but I mean, of course, like any movie, I believe it could have been better. It definitely had its flaws, and I don't want you guys to think that because I'm talking about certain negative things in the movie that I did not enjoy the movie. I really liked the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. I'm just saying, if I had to critique it, if I had to be a movie critic and, you know, tell you a few things, pick out a few things to criticize, you know, these are the things that I would have a problem with. But overall, definitely enjoyed the movie. I believe slasher movies are back. Hopefully Hollywood will take note of the box office. Hopefully they won't just push out a bunch of, which I know they will, a bunch of films that, you know, just, they're just going to start pushing slasher films out. Slasher films, slash, you know, just to make money grabbers. Hopefully the people that are in charge of them, are in charge of making them, actually care about the source material and actually, you know, try to capture the feeling of the originals like this Halloween movie did. I really liked the intro to the movie. It felt like an old school movie. Like when the pumpkin was, I guess, inflating. Like it just felt like an old school movie. Not even the crawl on the Star Wars Force Awakens, like the opening crawl, made me feel as retro and nostalgic as this intro. It's just an old school, simple intro. It was just simple, which was what Halloween kind of was. I believe Halloween, some of the best movies just in general are just like simple movies, you know, like it was a simple day that went wrong the night he came home. And I believe this movie didn't try to overcomplicate itself, you know, and in some people's eyes that can be a bad thing, but in my eyes it's a good thing because I know, you know, or I feel like I know what the writers and directors were going for. I believe this movie had more of a, I had a couple of different tones and vibes to it. There's a few scenes in there that I was just like, are y'all going to go any further with this? And then they don't. And then there's some scenes like when the girl runs off into the woods, like that nothing ever happened there. That was kind of pointless. There was some things that I felt like were rushed in the movie, probably because they wanted the run time to be kind of short, but definitely believe that the movie could have benefited from being a little bit longer and just fleshing out the characters just a little bit more, giving us a little more to know about them and a little more to care about them before they get ultimately killed off. Also, I would have liked to spend a little more time with Laurie Strode just to see like where her mental is right now, you know. But overall, I'm glad Halloween is back. It was a great entry into the series. Like I said, it's up there at the top 5. Definitely better than The Resurrection. I'm not ready to say it's better than H2O yet, just because I'm a guy, I like H2O. H2O is a guilty pleasure. It's nostalgic for me. H2O was the Halloween movie that was released in my lifetime that I, you know, was old enough to know was hitting the theaters and stuff like that. But, like I said, definitely enjoyed the movie. I definitely want to go see it again. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to go see it. If you have seen it, let me know what you think about the movie in the comments below. I want to discuss this movie, the ins and outs. We all need to watch this 1,000 times and just, you know, like we did the original, you know. But be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, you have a good day, YouTube.